Alright, hopefully by now everybody has their kit of material. So this is everything that we need in this bag for the most part. There's going to be some things that you're going to need to pick up and use. Hopefully everything that we're going to use that you need to pick up should be stuff that you already have at home or is easily found at a grocery store. And so we're not going to do anything that you probably can't find at a grocery store. Right? We'll need milk and oil and things like that. So let's open up our kit. And so you're going to find some things in here. You know, you've got our a trash bag. We're going to use this for a parachute. I did now include a couple of little potting plants for the plant activity that we're going to do. So those things got added in late, so that's why they're kind of in the bin off by themselves. And what we're going to do is we're going to go find our bin that is labeled number 1 for today. Okay. So hopefully in all the packing and shipping, nothing broke. If it did, you guys should be okay. So in our bin that's number 1, you know, we have a 3D printed little catapult, and it should have a little lever attached to it. Okay, and you should have inside of there some clothespins, tongue depressors or popsicle sticks, depends on where you grew up and what they're called. And you should have just lots and lots of rubber bands. And so I admit I just kind of threw in rubber bands of different sizes. Because what we're going to do is over the coming week, what we're going to have you guys do is you're going to collect some data and we're going to share it on how far you guys get to launch things, like a little mini marshmallow. Or you do have in your bin a ping pong ball too that you can launch, and you also should have a little iron silver ball that is in your ping pong ball, and that got put in with the plants. So if you find your plants bin, you should find a metal ball and a ping pong ball included in there. If not, then it's loose in there somewhere, and just let me know if you're missing something. But I would use a little mini marshmallow or something soft, just because that way you won't hurt anything or anybody by launching things with your marshmallow. In this, you should have a plastic rod. Okay, it's very thin. And then wrapped up in the paper towel, you should have a glass rod. Okay, so hopefully it didn't break. I tried to wrap it up pretty well, so you can just take it out of its paper towel and you should have a nice little glass rod. Okay? And that is kind of going to be our set of materials that are in that box. The other thing you're going to need is in your kit, you should have a roll of masking tape. We're going to use masking tape over and over and over, so everybody should have a full roll of masking tape. A Scotch tape also works, so you have it floating around at home. You know, you just need something to hold things together. Okay. And in this bin, you also should have some graduated cups. I use these for making epoxy art, and they're kind of nice. So if you don't want to have glass graduated cylinders around, these guys already come pre-labeled in metric and in ounces, and so they're actually very nice. And the nice thing is that they're cheap too. You can buy a lot of these for like, $10 from Amazon. Right? And we're going to reuse these over and over again. That's the other nice thing. And if the kids drop them, they won't break, unlike a glass beaker. So that is our activities that we're going to do tonight. One thing I wanted to show before we'll move on to another video is with your catapult. Okay? You're gonna have these two little rods are gonna get inserted into 2 holes in the catapult. And so, and you might have to pull and tug the catapult a little bit to slide them in. Right? But don't give it too big of a pull. You don't want to crack the catapult, because after all, it is a 3D printed part. And give it a little slide in, and your catapult should look something just like that when you're done. I didn't want to put it together. I was afraid it might break in shipping. And then you're going to do a rubber band, and that's going to be the way that you're going to launch things. And that's why I put in different rubber bands, as we're going to collect information about how far different rubber bands end up shooting an object. So you're going to make sure that you use the same object over and over again, and your variable of manipulation is the rubber band. So I have some thick rubber bands, some skinny rubber bands, some tight rubber bands, and we'll do a series of 3 experiments. And so what you're going to do is you're going to attach the rubber band to the catapult by creating a loop, right, and putting it right through there. So you just slide it right through the rubber band itself, and then you'll see that it's got 2 little connectors down here that are sticking up, and the rubber band is going to go right around those, and those kind of become the holders of the rubber band. And now I've got my tension, which is going to be my rubber band, so when I let go, my catapult fires away. Okay. And the nice thing is you do need to create that little loop, or otherwise our rubber band comes off. So you just kind of wrap it around and make a little loop. Now, there is our catapult. Okay. And what we're going to do is, if you don't have access to a 3D printer, even though they have gotten expensive, we are going to have you guys make a catapult low-cost style using tongue depressors, popsicle sticks, masking tape, a little tiny cup, and you can use anything. You can cut something in half, like one of these guys, or a plastic cup. It doesn't matter. You don't have to buy anything fancy like that. And we're going to use it to launch marshmallows.